when Jesus saw the multitude, so he would go to the mountaintop. Gets up there to the mountaintop. Right, tell me if I'm on script. He gets up there to the mountaintop, and then he gets set. That's what the Bible says. But when he set, the disciples come to him. It says they came onto him, and then he opened his mouth. And taught them, saying, and this is where we are. I think it's easy to pull emotion from this text, especially knowing where it's going. I mean, you break the text down on the blesseds. But to be blessed in it, you have to be cursed by it. And I know everybody gets overwhelmed sometimes. I've gotten overwhelmed. I'm sure you've gotten overwhelmed. We've all been over our head in it. But Jesus is in the multitude to it. I know he's called because he performed signs, works, and healings before chapter 5. He's been teaching, so that's not the problem. He done healed and laid hands, that's not the problem. He done made the blind people recover, that's not the problem. The problem is the multitude is upon him. Can't hear you. The multitude is in his eyes, so that he saw them. You ever been crippled by what you saw in them that you weren't? But everything in the world, it looks better than who you are. But what I see on the inside is an insult to me because I don't look right to them. It says that he saw him. He just saw him. They didn't say anything to him. I'm not sure if there's a crowd, but he saw them. You have to be careful at who you look at, who you allow to determine how you see you. Why are you so consumed with what they think and how their image of you in your mind is before you value you in the image of you? This is God in the flesh, and he's running away from a multitude who he's called to deliver, set free, preach to. We find him running away from. But where does he go? The Bible says that he goes to the mountaintop. Says that he goes to the mountaintop, sees the multitude, and goes to the mountaintop. Now, I don't know if he's driving, I don't know if he's flying, I don't know if he's in the spirit, I don't know if he walked, hiked, or if he ran up it, but I know he gets to the mountaintop. I imagine what kind of journey this must have been because it's at the top of it. But he has to go through it, walk all the way up it to get to the top of it. But he gets there. And so I know he is the Son of God, but he had to be all God and yet all man. Where you have to know your own strength lies inside of you before it is opposed or distracted or disputed by anybody on the outside of you. You have to understand the journey that God called you to walk up on is something that the top you have to come to alone, where it's just you and God, where your walk is going to be different, but that's okay. Stay with God in it. You have to know that he'll carry you when you're weak, that he'll push you when you're too strong in you. Well, he'll make sure that the wind don't blow you and that the storms don't rain you out. And I know this because he required no help, but everything at the disposal of the power of God is at his hand, but he walks up the mountain. This journey you got to take alone. And don't become selfish in it to where, God, I'm dragging people along with me because I want them to reach the top, but I know this is my destiny, not theirs. Well, you can't drag people along your path. Your walk is your walk. You stay on it by yourself, you and God. Allow him to lead them the same way that he brings you to the top. He'll bring them to where they need to be in destiny. And Jesus gets to the top of the mountain. Then the Bible says that he gets set. He's set in it. You have to be determined, set in it. You got to be unwavered, set in it. You got to be unmovable, set in it. Where there's no set around him, but you set in it. I can't get nobody. The settings are what makes the environment around it cater to who said it. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. It is everything that is customizable to the comfort of the one who said it. And I know he walks up to it, so he's probably high. I know he's at the top of it, so he's probably sweaty. He is everything that is God, so he is burning up on the inside, but he's man, so he's cold on the outside. He has to reset, readjust. He has to reassess what the settings were to his liking. You have to get there and then command change of everything that is not like God in the atmosphere. Where I'm setting the tone for the Spirit to come into the room before I even allow people into the space. That's why everybody can't be connected to you in this season. Is that some people come to change the environment around you, but see, when you're set in it, is that it will be uncomfortable to them if they don't share the same spirit as you. Jesus set the temperature, set the environment, set the atmosphere. And watch this. Then the disciples come. Why you inviting folk and the atmosphere ain't set? Why you trying to bring people before the table and God ain't even there to set the table? You have to do stuff in order and at your timing. You can't customize every gift, every assignment, every word. You can't morph and change to what people consider to be appropriate, popular, possible. Yeah, it'll preach good with him. But does it make sense to him that if God is not in the room could never be set right for anybody to come and be entertained? This is not where that happens at. I've set it in motion for you to come. And the disciples show up. Now watch this. They show up and I don't know what they do. They take the journey, but we don't talk about that. They're following him, but they get lost because he goes ahead of them, but they have to catch him. A lot of your journey will not be broadcast. That's okay. A lot of your sacrifices will never be made mention of. That's all right. A lot of the hard days, the sad days, the bad days, the ups and the downs, the giants that you slayed will never make it. They won't live to tell about it. And folk who saw it doubt you so much they don't want to see you get bigger in it. They don't want to see you obtain the accolades to it. That just a mere, I know he did, is too much for them. You'll never get it. As they show up and nobody brings light to the disciples took the journey too. Not by themselves, so they're carrying a brother with them. I got so much weight on me and I get here and y'all act like I've been here. And Jesus opens his mouth. You have a wart on your face. You ain't have to say the word. You ever had it in your eyes? The pain you feel was something real you never had to open your mouth and explain to nobody you're going through. You walk into the room, the mood changes because the emotions are in you. You never have to say anything. This is just open spirit. And begin to pour out. Didn't say a word. Just open his mouth. I don't know if he's consumed, concerned. I don't know if he is discouraged, discombobulated. I don't know how he feels. But I know he's at the top, surrounded with people, but he's opened his mouth and I can hear the emotions. God, I'm at the top and I'm waiting for you to show up. I'm at my max at it. And I need you to come in and reset it. I need you to come and do something different. We all going through at the same time. I can't help you and you can't pull me. I feel like I can't get no higher. I feel like I've exhausted all of my resources. I've come to the top of it. God, I don't want to fall over. I don't want to tip over. I don't want to run over into an unterritory overflow land where I'm not supposed to be. And Jesus opens his mouth. God, keep me open and willing to be used. Keep me available just to show up and be open to whatever you want me to do. God, it don't make sense. The road you've been on, the path, the journey, God, it don't make sense, but you got to the peak of it. And he says, sure, be open for whatever he has in store for you. It may not look like what you're used to. That's okay, you at the top of it. But this is different. So don't expect folk to understand you, clap for you, just shake your hand or applaud you. They gonna do more doubt in you and the stuff you do right. Won't nobody bring light to that. He says, I just want you to be open. That I've invited them who can only connect to the purpose in you to be on top with you. You gotta know everybody who is assigned to you may hurt you, but it's to push you to your destiny. That's why they can climb to the status that you're on. You may think that people are only connected to you to see the depth of you. No. Unless God has ordained that your destiny be to die in it, then you ought to reach the top of it. But a lot of people who are nagging on you are walking with you to push you. It hurts you. It is discouraging to me. It is manipulating to you. Why they so close and so negative? Why they so close and won't say nothing? Well, how you can preach for 20 minutes straight and don't nobody say nothing in the room? He says they just pushing you. They just push. They just pushing you to the top of it.